What's up, guys? This episode we're talking about Avengers Infinity War. This is the big one. I'm trying to remember just everything that you need to know going into Endgame. There's so much to be said about this film that I feel like I just need to tell you like the 6 things that you need to know. And that's basically how he gets all 6 stones. Thanos gets all 6 stones and uses them to basically beat the Avengers. That's what happens in this film. We thought that there might be a chance that they could stop him. We thought because it's a 2-part film, maybe he wouldn't get all of them in this film. Turns out, no. Marvel's like, what if we actually let the villain win in the first half? And it's crazy, and it's pretty hard to watch. But anyway, right at the beginning, he already has the Power Stone, which was last seen at the Nova Corps in Guardians of the Galaxy. So that's just off screen. He just decimated a bunch of people. Marvel doesn't even try to explain it to you. He just has the stone. The second one is in the Tesseract, which Loki grabbed at the end of Ragnarok. This is still the opening scene. He literally kills Loki, and he says, no resurrections this time. Because Loki's been like, cheating death. Thanos is like, nah. Because he's been betrayed by him. Loki was working for him in the first Avengers movie. Loki's super dead. Like, super dead. Then he gets the second stone. So he's already got 2 stones within the first 10 minutes of this film. The third stone he gets, he travels to where Thor left the reality gem, which is the collector's office or collector's place, which is in that really big alien head from the first Guardians of the Galaxy. He gets that, and that allows him to alter reality, do a bunch of crazy stuff with that. At one point, he like turns Star-Lord's gun into like bubbles and stuff. Like he can just change reality to whatever he wants. The fourth one, turns out that Gamora was sent on a special mission because she is the daughter of Thanos to find this soul gem. She figures out where it is, but she's prepared to kill herself in the chance that she gets kidnapped by Thanos, so that way he can never know, because if he doesn't get the soul stone, he can't assemble the gauntlet completely. But he tortures her other sister, Nebula, which you've met in both Guardians films, until she basically gives it up. So they travel to this place called Vormir, where turns out, this was a really cool Easter egg, the Russo brothers decided to let Red Skull be the guardian of the Soul Gem. So Red Skull got sucked up at the end of Captain America. He reappears in this film because he is the only person who can't retrieve the Soul Stone. In order to get the Soul Stone, you basically have to give up what you love most in this world. And because he was this crazy Nazi dude and all he wanted was power, he can't really give that up. So Gamora thinks they have him beat. Thanos doesn't love anything. Turns out that even though he's a psychopath and wants to kill everybody, he still loves his daughter. So then she figures that out, and she starts just crapping all over the place like everyone else in the theater, because it's like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? And he just freaking throws her off a mountain. And when he does that, he gets the soul gem. So now he's got 4 stones. We're like towards the end of the film. It's looking like he might actually get this thing. The Avengers that have been kind of scattered due to Civil War have now created 2 fronts. You got one on Titan, Thanos' home planet, and Wakanda, where we met Black Panther. They take the fight to Thanos by going to Titan, and that's like a team of 8 of them. It's basically Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Iron Man, and the Guardians, the leftover Guardians. Minus Rocket and Groot, who are with Thor, who's making his awesome new axe thing. They work as a team, and it actually almost works. They figure out a way to have Mantis kind of paralyze Thanos' mind for a bit while they try to take the gauntlet off of him. But Star-Lord finds out that Gamora's dead, and unfortunately that leads him to do some immature things because he's always been immature, and he starts bashing Thanos on the head, and Thanos wakes up. However, right before that, Doctor Strange did look into the future using the Time Stone. He saw 14 million, I forget what the exact number is, but 14 million scenarios that could happen next in Endgame. And Iron Man asks him, how many did we win? And Doctor Strange just looks at him and just straight up says, 1. And so he offers the Time Stone to Thanos, and you're just like, what are you doing? Like, that's the one weapon that could have, like, stopped all of this. But for some reason, Doctor Strange knows that this is the only way to win, is to lose. Tony gets stabbed pretty bad, but other than that, everyone's all right until the next scene, and we'll get to that in a second. Then Thanos, trying to get the last 6th stone, goes to Wakanda, and just beats the crap out of everybody. I mean, no one stands a chance. He's got 5 stones at this point, so he's just altering reality using the power gem, blah, blah, blah. So the Avengers' last-ditch effort is to destroy the Mind Stone in Vision, killing him in the process because they think it's better for him to not assemble the gauntlet than to actually have the Infinity Stone. The only person powerful enough to do that is the one person who was created out of the Mind Stone, which is Scarlet Witch. That's how she got her powers. And so she's in love with him, but she has to kill him, and she does. She kills the stone, but at this point, Thanos has the time gem. And so even though all of this, like, all of this sacrifice, all of this fighting, it ends up being for nothing. And he reverses it, and then he just rips the stone out of Vision's head, and you're just like, oh my gosh. And he assembles the gauntlet completely, and they just have no idea what they're going to do. Thor finally shows up with his new weapon, which is this huge axe, and he throws it at him, and Thanos tries to use like all of his gauntlet and all this stuff to like block it, and it's still powerful enough that it like hits him in the chest, but it wasn't a killing blow. And the movie basically ends with Thor going up to him, and Thanos is like, you should have gone for the head, and he snaps. And then there's like 30 seconds of just kind of like silence. No one knows what's going on. And then one after another, half of the universe disappears just via people turning to dust. Half the Avengers get wiped out. This was kind of the weird part about the movie, is they could have done the ones that we've been with the longest, but I think they're trying to save the original Avengers for Endgame, because I think they're maybe going to have a more permanent death in the next movie, or something's going to happen. But Spider-Man, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, a lot of these new characters that we've come to love are just gone. They just vanish. And then it just shows Thanos sitting on a hillside just smiling over his victory, and that's how the movie ends. I mean, it is a brutal, brutal movie. It leads us into Endgame with a lot of pissed off Avengers and a lot of fans out for blood for Thanos. And so that movie that we are building up towards is going to be long. It's going to be the longest Marvel movie. We got 3-hour runtime, and I think they're gonna take it to Thanos, and hopefully they can reverse what happened, because not only did half the Avengers disappear, but half of the population of the universe disappeared. So a lot of people on Earth are going to be affected, and it plays its role out in the next movie and a couple other movies, and I'm sure we'll remember this for a very, very long time. But it was an epic film. You gotta check it out. Hopefully that was enough to kind of give you an idea of what happened. But we got 2 more episodes, and then you're ready for Endgame. So thanks, guys.